Hello and welcome to News Central TV. I am Adebola Adedugba. The top stories are this hour. 2 police officers confirmed dead, 3 left unconscious as shite attack police officers in Wuse. Nigeria's intelligence chief Hamid Abubakar resigns from office. Sudan's army chief General al-Burhan refuses to negotiate with rival paramilitary forces. And details shortly. The FCT Police Command has confirmed the attack by the proscribed Islamic Movement of Nigeria, popularly known as the Shiite Group, on some personnel of the Nigeria Police Force attached to the FCT Command at Wuse Junction by traffic light. It was reported that the 2 police personnel were killed, 3 left unconscious in the hospital, and 3 police patrol vehicles set ablaze. The proscribed organization attacked the police checkpoint unprovoked, wielding machetes, improvised explosive devices, and knives. And while several arrests have been effected, the Commissioner of Police for FCT condemned the attack on the police officers. He promises to bring those involved to book. And for more on this, let's connect with our correspondent, Emmanuel Bagudo. Emmanuel, good afternoon. What's the update regarding this protest in Abuja?
Yes, the update is so straightforward. Of course, we started this report yesterday when the Shia protesters started the protest from Masaka, Maraba, up to the Muhammadu Buhari International Market, where we reported that it stopped because they were told the soldiers were mounting, roadblocks at the Nyanya Market, Nyanya Junction, entrance to the FCT. But of course, this afternoon, the Shia protesters somehow managed to get themselves into the city center where they came in, and then of course, it was so bloody, resulting in the death of the police officer. I have an eyewitness here who is willing to let us know, who actually witnessed how it happened. She's going to tell us what really happened.
Assalamu alaikum. Sunana Fatima Hassan. Na zo wucewa ne tsakanin Sulaja sai na zo na tsaya a nan da yake akwai broda ina ya kira ni yana cikin kasuwa. Ina zuwa sai na ga iyalan Malam Zazzagi suna zuwa daga haka. Tunda already na gan su ta can da ina zuwa sai na ƙara sunan kafin in ƙara su sai ina ji warin abu ni kai na hanna sheke tiyagas da na zo sai na sami hukuma a nan sai sun tashi suna buɗe musu wuta su kuma suna zuwa suna arbi da dutse suna Allahu akbar labbaika ya Hussein labbaika ya Hussein labbaika ya Hussein sai na ji tsoro sai ni kai na hanna tsorata na koma gefe kafin hankara kuma sai na ji arbi tsakaninsu suna arbin wa'annan su kuma suna arbin su to arbin da suka yi abu da fetur abu tsakanin shi da fetur suna arbi sai ya samu motocinsu shine abu har ya kau ga haka har gobara ya zo ya samu har ya kawo matsala dai ya samu sai dai a ce Allah ya kiyaye abin da ya faru ya riga ya faru sai dai a tsamaye gaba kuma Allah ya tsare Allah ya kare fitina da masifa da bala Allah ka nisance mu da shi abin da ya faru kenan da na gani
ya sunanki
sunana Fatima Hassan.
Fatima Hassan, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So what she's trying to just say is that Fatima Hassan witnessed as it happened. Of course, she mentioned it very clearly that she's just on her own, and all of a sudden she saw the Exazaki Shiite protesters approaching the Wuse's on 6th Center, and of course they are being sent back by the police officers, but they resisted the police officers, and it resulted in a shootout. And of course, this resulted to the alleged killings. Of course, the statement was released by the police just a few minutes ago that some police officers were killed in the encounter. Of course, this is the blood. This is the bloodsheds, blood being spilled as a result of the event. And of course, this is a tear gas canister. This is one of the tear gas canister here. Of course, this is one of them. It's so bloody and making the whole city center so tensed up. Innocent citizens were, injured. We were yet to actually ascertain the level of damage done by these protesters. Yeah, and of course, there's another vehicle behind that, actually, a commercial vehicle that was also destroyed, with passengers who managed to escape with their life. But of course, the only record we have is the one that the police actually released to tell us who is involved, who is affected by this particular event. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Emmanuel Bagudu, for that update. Please stay safe out there. The Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, NIA, Ahmed Rufai Abubakar, has submitted his resignation to President Bola Tinubu after nearly 7 years in the position. Abubakar, who was appointed by former President Muhammadu Buhari, confirmed the development speaking to journalists. He states that President Tinubu has accepted his resignation, describing the move as a routine procedure. He also expressed gratitude to the president for allowing himself for the first 15 months of the new administration, having occupied the office since 2018.
It's a routine thing from time to time to brief Mr. President on situations, on issues, and today is no exception. After the briefing, actually, I tendered my resignation, and Mr. President graciously approved and accepted the resignation. I thanked him for giving me the opportunity to serve Nigeria under his transformational leadership for an extended period of 15 months, which is very rare, by the way, to have the opportunity to serve two presidents at a stretch, at a go. So I thanked him very well, and I promise to remain professionally dedicated to our country and to noble causes. There are quite a number of reasons one will do that, some personal, family issues, but nothing very serious actually. And the friendship will continue. I discussed with Mr. President, he understood very well, and I promise to remain seized with issues and the security situations of the. I think it's not for me to say this, actually. Probably I'll be preaching a protocol, but maybe the NSA or Mr. President himself will say it. But what I can tell you is that I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity that the President gave me, actually, to serve the country and his leadership, the encouragement I got, the confidence he had in me and in my service, the opportunity to listen to me, to read our briefing notes and our advices and so on. I think this for me is everything, and I've had the opportunity to mentor officers and staff for all the period that I've been DG. This is the 7th year, by the way, and the opportunity to mentor younger officers to come up. And now
the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria has strongly condemned the abduction, torture and brutal killing of Alhaji Isa Bawa, the Sakin Gobri of Gatawa in Sabon Birnin local government area of Sokoto State. In a statement, MACBAN's National Secretary, Malambelu Aliyu Gutomo, described the killing of the traditional ruler as a traumatic and barbaric act. He emphasized that there is no justification for the actions of these criminal gangs. Aliyu Gutomo urged states in the northwest region to reassess their strategies for tackling insecurity that has displaced millions of rural residents. The northern part of Nigeria has been plagued by devastating impact of insurgency and conflict, leading to humanitarian crisis that has left thousands of children without homes, families, or basic amenities. Now, amidst this turmoil is the issue of street children, emerged as a symbol of the ongoing struggles faced by most vulnerable members of the society. Forced to fend for themselves, these children roam the street, often resorting to begging, scavenging, or engaging in hazardous labor to survive. It is a harsh reality that demands attention, empathy, and urgent action. The Edo State Police Command says that they have arrested 2 suspected gun runners and successfully recovered over 30 locally fabricated firearms belonging to the syndicate. Now, the police, while parading the suspect in the state capital, Benin, says that the feat was made possible through actionable intelligence. The State Public Relations Officer says that several other items were recovered from the suspect and urged residents of the state to report any suspicious activities to security agencies.
Acting on credible and actionable intelligence, stormed Ilek community in Ekpoma, Esan West local government area of Edo State, and successfully arrested 2 suspected gun runners, namely Gode Ebodage, male, and Ehichoya Omowade, male. The operatives recovered a total of 31 locally made single and double barrel guns. One English-made double barrel gun was also recovered. The breakdown is 7 double barrel guns and 24 single barrel guns. Also recovered are 12 live cartridges through 2 drilling machines which they use in fabricating the illegal arms, a toolbox, and a welding cylinder machine still in the forest. Preliminary investigation into the case has revealed that the suspects were in the business of renting out these guns to kidnappers, armed robbers, cultists, who then use these illegal weapons for their operations, terrorizing good people of Edo State and its environs in the process.
The acting governor of Niger State, Yakubu Garba, has called on the federal government to urgently redeploy military forces to the Alawa community in the Shiroro local government area of the state. Garba's appeal came in the wake of fresh devastating attack on Wednesday, where 13 farmers were brutally killed while working in their fields on the outskirts of the Alawa community. The attack has further worsened the insecurity in the region, leaving residents in fear for their lives and prompting many to flee to safer areas. The federal government had withdrawn troops from the area 5 months ago, a decision that has left the community vulnerable to incessant attacks by bandits. The absence of military protection has emboldened the criminals, leading to frequent raids, killings, and displacement of hundreds of residents. Operatives of the Department of State Services reportedly have arrested an investigative journalist, Adedugba Shoyinka, who is the regional editor of The Conversation Africa, was arrested at the Muritala Muhammad International Airport in Lagos on Sunday. A distress message sent to a media outlet by one of his friends states that Shoyinka was picked up shortly after arriving from the United Kingdom. The friend in the message said no reason was given for his arrest and Shoyinka had been held incommunicado. You're watching News Central TV. Let's take a short break. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Now let's connect live to Abuja, where we have a correspondent, Emmanuel Bagudu, for more updates on the Shiite protests.
Let me say, around it's not up to 11. I was coming down from Zone 3, I was driving, and I saw a crowd of people, youths particularly.
How are they dressed?
They dress in different colors. Even some of them wear apron. Some of them were in the middle of the road, some were in this side of this road. The center of the road, they wear apron and demarcate for easy passage of vehicles, which I was one of them that passed through it. So, on getting to Sahad stocks, these people were almost closing to Wuse here. The next thing I had was tear gas. Tua. Even the effect of the tear gas got to that place we were staying. So after the tear gas, the next thing I saw was those people were running with some of their members that were injured, perhaps by bullets, because I see blood gushing. So from there, the next thing I see is that fire. So most of us that were operating in that place, we have to find our way. And that's why I left that place immediately to Area 1 after about 2 hours. Then I came back. That's all I know that happened.
Okay, so in terms of casualties,
in terms of casualties, I cannot give details of what I don't know. But when I came back, I was hearing that some policeman was killed, some wounded. But I cannot give account of what I don't know, what I don't see. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm blessed.
In Borno State, Nigeria, the Civilian Joint Task Force, locally known as Yangora, has emerged as a crucial component in the fight against Boko Haram insurgents and other anti-social elements. Now formed in 2013 by local youth, this grassroots organization has grown significantly in response to the prolonged insurgency that has plagued the region for over 13 years. Our correspondent Umaru Kirawa provides an in-depth report on the struggle by the civilian JTF in peace building.
A child of necessity, as many will say, the civilian JTF, made up of youth known as Ngora, started in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. The group became a key ally of the armed forces in the ongoing battle against Boko Haram.
Barayi ta baya suna shigo mana gida suna mana barna babu yanzu ya ragu. Tsakiyan dare na an yi kira kuma suna zuwa mana.
Kayan abin ya kai police tasha to sai safiliyar GTN sun tashi sun magance wannan abu.
They help the military in intelligence gathering, and because they have clear knowledge of the geographical location, they lead the military to some kind of operations.
The military got reinforcement from a quarter they never anticipated, the youth. The youth also took on the battle alongside the military, and they were able to identify the nooks and crannies where the Boko Haram elements were hiding, and they were able to conquer many of them.
Despite the dangers they face, these brave young people continue to stand up against the insurgents, determined to bring peace and security to their homeland.
Dole ne muka jajirce mu ga mun tabbatar mu kyautata cewar tsaro a al'ummanmu, mu kyautata tsaro a garinmu, mu kyautata tsaro a addininmu, sannan mu goyawa jami'an tsaro baya.
Our civilian JTF at all the time we are ready to support the government, not the government of Borno State, the government of Nigeria. As you can see, we have our men in Sokoto who are supporting the security agencies in fighting the bandits and others.
Mora! Yawwa muna na standby kowane lokaci. Ba dare ba rana daga yanzu har wayewan gari idon mu biyu ne. Kowa yake neman mu, ko aina ake neman mu a shirye muke. Ba ma jira mu je gida mu shirya, kullun a ready muke. In kwana mu ta kare Allah ya riga ya rubuta.
Mu muna taimakawa jami'an tsaro, 'yan sanda, sojoji, immigration, custom. Ba wani abu ba saboda kasar mu ta samu zaman lafiya. Kuma wannan aikin mun shige shi ne wai ba dan a ba mu wani abu ba.
The then governor of Borno State, Kashim Shettima, now Nigeria's vice president, institutionalized the civilian JTF, supporting them with vehicles and a monthly pay, among others. And this has been sustained by the current government of Babagana Zulum.
When they make arrests, they know their limits. They hand over the suspects to the police or to the civil defense. And so far, they have maintained a very cordial relationship with all our security agencies. They are all happy with the support that the civilian JTF provides. And the Borno State government will continue to support them in terms of equipment, in terms of uniform, and we are even recruiting more.
When the current administration take over, they now increase their monthly allowance from 15,000 naira to 30,000 naira.
Hawa Abdul Kadir, one of the female members of the civilian JTF, narrates her experience.
Wani aiki guda ɗaya da na yi da ban manta da shi ba, so wata yarinya da aka ɗauko min ita a galabaice haka aka kama ita kuma sannan da jinjira aka kama ita, wanda kuma ogana ne ya kama ita sai na yi solving ɗin yarinyan. Gaskiya na ɗan sha wahala kaɗan amma kuma alhamdulillah na ga kuma yarinyan ta farfaɗo yanzu ma har tana business nata.
The civilian JTF have been registered by the government, providing them with more support in the counter-insurgency drive.
The civilian JTF's deep-rooted knowledge of local terrain have made it an invaluable asset in counter-insurgency operations, helping to reclaim territories previously controlled by insurgents. Their untold bravery highlights the profound impact that local communities can have in conflict resolution. In Maiduguri for News Central, Umaru Kirawa.
And for more on the Shiite protest, let's cross live to Abuja, where we have our correspondent, Emmanuel Bagodo.
Right at the center of Wizards on 6, where the incident happened, where the Shiite protesters had an encounter with officers and men of the Nigerian police that led to the killing of, alleged killing of some police officers. And of course, this is what I have here with me is the police van of Police Patrol Division 2 here in Wuse that was burnt. Actually, that's the two vehicles. This is the Elox vehicle, and then the first vehicle is, of course, the the saloon vehicle, and then followed by the Hilux that was killed, that led to that they were destroyed by the protesters, and then led to the exchange of fire, and then that led to the loss of lives. So what happened here, what we're having here is a feeling of mixed reactions, where eyewitnesses are so confused whether to give an account or not. Of course, we managed to speak to one or two, but of course the incident is so tense that they actually don't want to speak because they are afraid they may get arrested. A lot of them are afraid they may get arrested. A lot of them are afraid that that the incident may escalate to something else. So, but the whole situation is that we show you a video right now of where police shot a bullet, a bullet that penetrated into the market. We show you an incident where we have a building, a supermarket where the bullet penetrated, and of course affected a lot of people, even though no one was killed in the market. Thank God for that, but the entire Wuse Market Zone 6 is so tense right now. Yeah, thank you.
Security operatives there.
Hello?
How would you describe
Pardon?
the presence of security operatives there?
Yes. The security operatives have taken over the place. Of course, as you speak, soldiers have taken over the place, police officers have taken over the place, and they're making the whole city center so calm and making it as calm as possible. And everyone is so wondering why this shock all of a sudden, because the nation is just trying to recover from some kind of protest that was, hijacked, allegedly hijacked. And then, of course, why is this coming right now? That's all the confusion. That's why you see pockets of people, in groups, speaking about the situation. Everyone is actually confused because they don't really know, where to go from here, because everyone is actually confused. The security operators have actually taken over the scene as I speak right now.
But Emmanuel, is it possible you get an eyewitness to speak to us about what really transpired?
Hello?
Okay, I was asking if it's possible you will speak to anyone there who witnessed this, live with us.
Yes, initially we spoke to a lot of people. Earlier on, but as I speak, everyone is dispersed because they're actually afraid, because it's coming to them as a shock. A lot of them are afraid to speak. They are afraid of being arrested. A lot of them confess to us they don't want to be arrested by police officers for speaking on camera. So, but as we speak, we'll still follow up the stories, and then, of course, get the developments, get the latest, get the full story, how it happened, the way it is. But for now, no one is ready to speak. We have tried our best to, approach a lot of them, to speak to them, to speak to us, but they actually been dispersed. They ran away from because they are afraid they may get arrested after speaking to the press. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Emmanuel Bagodo, who is live in Abuja. Stay safe. There has been a growing trend of activists transitioning directly into political roles in Nigeria. Recent protests and movements across Nigeria have sparked a new wave of political ambition. Activists who have championed causes from police reform to environmental issues and politics seem to do it as a means to enter political office, but not necessarily to drive change from within the system.
Activists have always occupied that realm between the household and the state. However, there has been an evident shift over the years in local and national elections where former activists use their platform to run for office, bringing with them the momentum of their movements and the support of dedicated grassroots networks. Yet, challenges remain.
Ideologically speaking, there's nothing wrong in activists transiting into politics, because the idea is you can't stay from outside and just be shouting perpetually. Okay, you say the country should be fixed. The country is not working. Okay, come and fix it. The worst leaders, were former activists. It's also important to know that activism is not an office. It's not a position. It's not a title. It's a call to responsibility.
Activists entering politics are saddled with the responsibility to balance their original goals with the demands and compromises of governance. So far, the opposite has been the case. Can political activism in Nigeria then be said to be a disguised shortcut into politics?
I'll give you a typical example in our recent history with General Muhammadu Buhari, who himself was a dictator of some sort, because he was a military ruler, you know, and subsequently, because he was seen to be fighting for the people, he was speaking against corruption and all that. So people felt, oh, let us give this guy a chance. After several attempts at contesting for the highest office in the land, he came on board. He became one of the worst leaders that we ever witnessed in this country. Under him, corruption, nepotism, and ethnic bigotry and clannishness became government policy. You know, again, it was a free for all for looters under his government. In fact, under his government, he looted recovered funds.
It doesn't seem like aimless boldness drew many into activism, but the more selfish desire to live their lives in freedom, peace, and in a democracy that transforms ordinary folks into bold activists against all forms of oppression.
But there's something I always say, Nigeria does not need more activists. Nigeria needs more active citizens. And I personally have never seen myself as an activist. I'm an active citizen who will not sit down and allow myself, you know, to be treated anyhow in my own country or not have a voice in my own country. And if you ask me, if there's one group of people that I'm going to look at and say that they shouldn't, in short, we should cut them out of politics for the next 50 years, I would say to you, they are men. Because 99% of the politicians who have caused Nigerians' problem are actually the male gender.
As Nigeria continues to face pressing challenges, the role of activists in politics may well prove to be a critical factor in shaping the country's future.
That is the beginning of youth in Nigeria. For our silence is their strength, and our voice is their weakness.
In Lagos, for News Central, Bettina Nweli.
Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edun, has said the current reforms of President Bola Tinubu's administration is reshaping the nation's economy. He spoke at the Nigerian Economic Summit Group National Economic Dialogue in Abuja. Edun challenged members of the organized private sector to join the government in its efforts towards diversification of the economy. The minister notes that the US dollar domestic bond designed to attract Nigerian savings from abroad and also fuel domestic economic growth for the betterment of the economy is such an initiative. And while acknowledging existing challenges to the agricultural sector, Edun reaffirmed the government's dedication to curbing food inflation and improving food security. Residents of Nigeria's capital, Abuja, have expressed different reactions over the announcement by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, that the Park and Pay services has been suspended. News Central's Joshua Imarai tells us more.
The announcement by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory suspending the Park and Pay policy in Abuja.
So I called the Transport Secretariat, the mandate secretary, has come. Who introduced this Park and Pay? Unknown to us, there is an agreement between the Secretariat and some people who say they are consultants. Consultant takes 80%. And the state government takes 20%. That's okay. Where is this money being paid? But that's okay. Come on. Draft a statement and call the director of press. Send out a statement that the public should be aware that don't call Park and Pay.
The announcement has sparked mixed reactions as some Nigerians see the suspension as a bold step towards curbing widespread extortion in Abuja, while others remain skeptical.
They are going with police, illegal police. They pay policeman 30,000 naira per day. Then they will hire a vehicle. They pay that driver 20,000 naira per day. They chain my uncle's vehicle here in Secretariat, which I beg 25,000 naira will come out from our pocket.
You seem to know all these things. Do you have facts?
Many of our friends, I say in Ministry of Education, many of our colleagues are friends here. We have contact with them.
The way they are doing things is totally illegally. You understand? I could remember last 2 weeks around that central area behind War College, Park and Pay just came and locked my car. When I came out from where I enter, I asked them what happened. They say you did not pay for ticket. I say, which type of ticket now? The time when I came, nobody was here.
Personally, I feel pack and pay is not necessarily a bad policy. Those are the ways government raise revenue. But if the minister in his wisdom wants it eradicated, I think that's a step in the right direction, considering the hardship people are facing currently.
Abuja residents have commended the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory for the suspension of the pack and pay policy. However, they are urging him to spread such reforms across all areas of the Federal Capital Territory. In Abuja, reporting for News Central, I am Joshua Imarai.
And now to judicial matters. The Social Democratic Party governorship candidate, Murtala Jaka, in the November 11, 2023 governorship election in Kogi State has called on the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, and other relevant security agencies to investigate the vicious attack on him by his supporters by some thugs. Ajaka and his supporters were attacked at the Supreme Court in Abuja on Friday after the 5-member panel of justices of the Apex Court in a judgment dismisses appeal challenging the election victory of Usman Ododo of the All Progressives Congress for lacking in merit. Ajaka, in a statement on Saturday, condemned the attack on his person in the strongest terms, terminate an assault on democracy itself. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control says that it is increasing the number of laboratories to enhance capabilities to detect cases of monkeypox to avoid it spreading in the country. And this was made known during a joint briefing with the World Health Organization to update stakeholders in Nigeria on the current situation with monkeypox and its efforts to curtail its spread. Our correspondent, Idong Joseph, tells us more.
Since the beginning of 2024, about 2,863 confirmed cases with 517 deaths caused by monkeypox have been reported across 13 African countries. This alarming increase is linked to a new strain of the virus which emerged in eastern Congo and has since been detected in Kenya, Rwanda and Uganda. With about 19 states in Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory, recording at least one confirmed case, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization has convened a meeting to brief stakeholders about the situation in Nigeria.
Called in stakeholders, non-stakeholder partners, including ambassadors from various countries, EU, Africa, even Japan. We're briefing them on this Mpox situation in Nigeria, our response activities in Nigeria, and the ability to brief on the African situation and what is happening in the world.
With the number of confirmed cases in the country now about 40, the Director General of the NCDC says that there are efforts to increase screening centers for quick detection of cases to avoid further spread.
All the cases we've seen so far were confirmed using genomic sequencing in 2 labs, NRL, National Research Lab in Abuja here and in Lagos. But because of the spread, what is happening, we need to increase the number of laboratories we're going to use again to test. So we're including NIMA, we're including LUTH, we're including SG, that's the African Center for Genomics, I think in Oshobo, I think.
Though Nigeria is not on the list of high-risk countries, the World Health Organization has emphasized the need to remain vigilant.
With cases reported as far as Europe or Asia, and Nigeria is not it's not safe until this overall event is safe. So we'll continue to work with the government.
With the spread of monkeypox majorly through contacts with infected animals or humans, the agency has called for intensified efforts to sensitize citizens about the disease. In Abuja for News Central, I am Idong Joseph.
De facto leader and army chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan declared on Saturday that his government will not participate in peace talks with rival paramilitary forces in Switzerland, vowing instead to fight for 100 years. Burhan made a statement in Port Sudan as his troops continue their 16-month-long battle against the Rapid Support Forces, RSF. The United States initiated talks with Switzerland on August 14th, aiming to alleviate human suffering and secure a lasting ceasefire. And while the ISF sent a delegation, the Sudanese Armed Forces did not attend, expressing satisfaction with the format but maintaining telephone contact with the mediators. The ongoing conflict has led to humanitarian crisis, forcing 1 in 5 Sudanese to flee their homes and resulting in tens of thousands of deaths.
رافضين انه نمشي جنيف للاسباب الاتيه، اولا لن نقبل بدوله الامارات تكون موجوده، ولن نقبل بتوسعه منبر جده، ولن نقبل بان تفتح موضوعات جديده للحوار. نرضى حق السودانيين وحنظل نقاتل 500 سنه لغايه ما نكمل كلنا. هذه البليشه ما لم تنتهي، ما لم نحرر كل شيء هم نسوه.
Campaigning began in Mozambique on Saturday, 6 weeks before the southern African nation goes to the polls in a general election. Now voters will cast ballots for president, parliament, and regional authorities in the October 9th poll, in which current 69-year-old President Felipe Nyusi cannot stand for another term. His ruling Frelimo party has won every national election in the country since the end of a brutal civil war it fought with Renamo, the main opposition, and a former rebel group. The presidential contest will see the ruling party's Daniel Chapo, a 47-year-old provincial governor, face off Renamo's Osufu Mahmoud, 63. The other 2 candidates for president are Lutero Simango, 64, from the Democratic Movement of Mozambique, and former Renamo member Venancio Mondande, 50, who is running as an independent. Algerians have expressed mixed feelings about President Abdelmajid Tebboun's record ahead of the presidential election on 7th September. President Tebboune, who starts as the clear favorite, is hoping to win a second term in office on the back of what he considers to be a successful economic record. 5 years after the pro-democracy Iraq movement fizzled out, hopes of big change have faded, leaving some of the population feeling disillusioned.
5 سنين اللي فاتوا ما نكذبش عليك عانينا فيهم بزاف، كورونا كدا جازوا بزاف صوالح عانينا فيهم قراب. ما نقدرش نقول لك حتى الاقتصاد هبط، صاروا بزاف صوالح، المعيشه ولات غاليه بالبزاف، واحد ما يقدرش ولا يعيش، ما يقدرش يخرج، ولا دير العفسه دير 100 حساب. هاك ما هذه
والله يقول لك كاينه انجازات ما شاء الله، الامن والامان، مشاريع الطرق سكك حديديه ما شاء الله، تسافر في كل وقت وين حبيت ما شاء الله. يعني احنا انجازات عظيمه في عهد الرئيس تبون.
الرساله لتبون سما حققنا حوايج افضل من السنوات اللي فاتت اللي مرت، افضل سما كاين حوايج نجحت، حوايج متقدمه خير من العوام اللي فات. تغيير يعني موجود، تغيير سنوات جيدة سما هذه أفضل من العوام اللي فات.
Let's look a short break. Stay with us. Thank you for staying tuned. Israel military has warned residents of areas in southern Lebanon where Hezbollah operates to leave immediately as it carried out a series of preemptive strikes against the Iran-backed militant group. In an Arabic language statement, the military advised anyone in the vicinity of Hezbollah-operated regions to leave immediately in order to protect themselves and their families. He adds that the IDF will take necessary action to safeguard Israel's civilians and will also provide updates on the most recent events in the upcoming hours.
Right next to the homes of Lebanese civilians in the south of Lebanon, we can see that Hezbollah is preparing to launch an extensive attack on Israel, while endangering the Lebanese civilians. This follows more than 6,700 rockets, missiles, and explosive UAVs fired by Hezbollah at Israeli families, homes, and communities since October 8th. We warn the civilians located in the areas where Hezbollah is operating to move out of harm's way immediately for their own safety. Hezbollah's ongoing aggression risks dragging the people of Lebanon, the people of Israel, and the whole region into a wider escalation.
University of Western Cape made history by becoming the first university club to participate and claim victory in the CAF Women's Champions League qualifier after defeating Botswana's Gaborone United 9-8 on penalties after scores at the regulation time ended 1-1. The victory means UWC joins Sundowns Ladies in the tournament proper, qualifying as defending champions. And during the game, UWC had put themselves ahead through Noxolo Sesent's 71st minute volley. The lead lasted for 9 minutes as United's Laon Amolai equalized when she headed the ball into the roof of the net after arriving in the box to welcome an inviting corner kick from the right. After emerging, Wafobi champions and made history by qualifying for the 2024 CAF Women's Champions League for the first time ever, Edo Queens on Sunday landed in Nigeria. The reigning NWFL Premiership champions returned with pride after a stellar performance, bringing glory to Nigerian football. Edo Queens defeated Beninois side Ainovi FC 3-0 in the final to become the third Nigerian club to win the competition. The tournament is scheduled to take place later in the year. And that's all on the news. Let's take a look again at some of the major stories. 2 police officers confirmed dead, 3 left unconscious as shite attack police officers in Wuse. Nigeria's intelligence chief, Adebola, resigns from office. Sudan's army chief, General Al-Burhan, refuses to negotiate with rival paramilitary forces. Send your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number on the screen and do follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can watch us live on DSTV, channel 422, Star Times, channel 274, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I am Adebola Adedugba. And do stay tuned as we connect to Abuja, where the IGP will be holding a press briefing on the shite protest in Abuja. Do stay tuned.